Welcome to Coffee with Practice Dynamix. My name is Jessica Lamb and I'm joined by the incredible Joe Aiken. Joe is our client portal specialist, joined us in 2023 and came with a wealth of knowledge around the client portal world. So I thought I'd bring her in today to have a little bit of a chat. Welcome, Joe.
Thanks, Jess.
Joe, you joined Practice Dynamix in 2023 and coming on board, you had extensive experience in the client portal space, creating client portals for financial planning businesses and really developing their digital engagement experience for their clients. Can you start off by telling everyone, as a financial planning business that's thinking about going into client portal, what's the first step?
Yeah, so I think as with any software, it's assessing what it does, what it doesn't do, and getting an understanding of the features and the functionality. And then looking back about what your expectations are and making sure that it's going to meet your need to haves as well, and hopefully some of your want to haves. And I guess formulating a bit of a strategy and then a project plan for what you want to roll out and when.
Perfect. And to look into that information, where do you start to research? What can the client portal do for you?
Yeah, so first port of call, Iris Community. It has a wealth of resources of information on there for administrators who are perhaps going to be involved in the setup and the build, business decision makers or advisors who want to see what it does and how it's going to help their conversations, and a whole heap of best practice.
So while you're doing your research and formulating your business plan, how long should one expect it to take to roll out Client Portal?
Yeah, so probably from woe to go in terms of getting to that point of being able to give clients logins across your client base, I'd probably say 3 months. That's going to take care of your actual build, any customization and branding, getting your reports right, and testing, which is really important. And another factor that we sort of recommend with clients is test it with a couple of friendly clients first, start small rather than a big bang rollout.
And so once you rolled out Client Portal, what kind of ongoing commitment can advice business expect to need to put into the Client Portal?
Quite similar to your website, you want to make sure your privacy policy or your FSG, whatever that kind of information that you've got on there is up to date. So you want to monitor that, but also your branding. If you decide to do a rebrand, very similar to your website, you're gonna update that. The other thing is also keeping on top of, and I guess regularly checking in about the features and functionality that Iris is releasing for Client Portal. You look at from when it first launched to now, there's a lot more available. And so even if you roll something out at a point in time, you don't want to let it stagnate. You want to be able to take advantage of maybe things you didn't do at the beginning that you want to take on now, and also that new stuff that's available that hopefully is going to help your business even more.
And a lot of the reasons for engaging in a client portal or a digital engagement for their clients sort of stems around cybersecurity. It's very topical at the moment worldwide, but also in the financial planning industry. So what kind of tips and tricks would you provide to financial planners around using client portal and cybersecurity?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really important factor. Clients ask about it now. We're seeing them ask advisors. And so there are certain settings that you might have in your XPLAN site that are around your password security that, it may have sat there as it is for the last few years. You might want to review that. You want to make sure that those kind of things are taken care of and they're up to scratch. You're going to turn on two-factor authentication for both your site and your portal. Those are important things to manage. The other side of things is that ultimately using a client portal is for a security purpose. We're trying to get away from emailing, swathes of client information or sensitive information over email. That's stuff we want to try and get away from. So having the portal, having two-factor authentication, that security piece there is going to uplift your data security anyway.
So we know when we look at Client Portal that there is a chance that it's not going to suit every client. So if an advice business thinks, this isn't going to be perfect for every single client, should they still proceed?
My answer would be yes. I think that you want to tackle the bell curve of your clients. You want to try and hit that 80% if you can. It's not necessarily going to be right for everybody. But there's also an iterative process around that of you can help your clients to understand it. You can walk them through it. I've seen some fantastic video walkthroughs that people have sent their clients when they've rolled them out, and that's really great. The other thing is, I guess, age can be a factor that people are concerned that their clients, if they're an older client base, that they, it might be too much, or they might not embrace it as much as perhaps younger clients. The one statistic I find really interesting is when they rolled the client portal out in the UK, which was where it was rolled out first, the biggest users and the biggest advocates for it were the over 65s. So, I like that. And that was before COVID. And obviously, which has changed a lot in terms of people embracing technology and those solutions. So it's definitely not a reason to fear going down a route like this.
And so you talked about this statistic that was able to be found out that it was these over 65s. How did they know it was the over 65s? What reporting is available to advice businesses around Client Portal?
So there are reports available within XPLAN. You can build within Export. They're quite simple, and that's sort of, you're getting your statistics and your management information, I guess, of how many of your clients have been given logins, what access levels they've got, when they last logged in, that sort of data. But one of the cool features is that you can also get a Google Analytics report, which is going to give you insights into the actual portal usage itself. What pages clients are spending time on, how often they're logging in, and that sort of who's looked at a fact find, but also that historical tracking of that usage over time. So you want to be able to get that sort of interactive feedback. Are people using this page, or are they running reports and that sort of stuff? So that is available, and that's one you can set up through your Iris Relationship Manager.
So let's delve a little bit deeper into Client Portal itself. I understand there's 3 different tiers of Client Portal. Can you just explain the different tiers and when an advice business would use each level?
Yeah, so with the access levels, think of it as sort of tiers, I guess, and the messages and documents, which is your sort of client inbox, and it's the way you send documentation. You can get them to sign documents in there, and the client can obviously send the advisor stuff that's going to go straight into XPLAN. That is the base level that is available on all the access levels. The next level up you've got, which shows your balance sheet or your assets, so where you record in XPLAN the assets and liabilities of a client, so they can see their sort of whole balance sheet, I guess. That's sort of the next tier up. And then you've finally got portfolio, which is the whole lot. And that's where they're going to be able to see their portfolio, play around with diving into the different account levels or entities and things like that. And that's sort of the most comprehensive. Obviously, you've got reporting as well as part of that.
Let's touch further on reporting within the Client Portal. We understand that advisors have been able to move to Client Portal and reduce some of the administrative burden of sending out portfolio valuations and reports on a regular basis to their clients. Talk about how an advice business would move to Client Portal for reporting on the portfolio space.
And a recent, I guess, release from Iris is that you can now actually expose IPS reports, XPLAN portfolio reports, to the portal for clients to be able to run. However, they look a certain way. They're quite static, I guess. You also have the ability to use X-merge reporting. So if you want something a little bit fancier, a little bit prettier, that's going to reflect your brand a little bit more, you can also have those in there. And so it kind of gives the client full spectrum of what they're able to look at. The other thing is, it doesn't have to look exactly the same as what your traditional reporting is. This is an opportunity for you as a business to rethink some of your reporting and what you want a client to be able to self-service on, something perhaps you're sending out emails on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis. You don't necessarily need to do that anymore. You have this branded portal that clients can self-service, a little bit like your bank statements. You log into your internet banking and you download the statements when you want to download them. And so it gives the client that flexibility, and they don't necessarily feel like they're being spammed, which, hopefully they don't anyway, but it's thinking about that client experience and how you engage with your clients.
And talk to me a little bit about the customization features within Client Portal. As an advice business, we like to keep our branding on point and have our client experience exactly what we want the clients to experience as being part of my business. So what kind of customization is available in Client Portal for an advice business?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's quite a bit, actually. The system that sits behind Client Portal has quite a lot of settings in it. So, you can turn things on, you can turn things off. the branding, logos, and that kind of thing. Obviously, you want it to be a representation or an extension of your business and your website. So all of that branding is available, and colors and styles and that sort of side of things, which is something most people take full advantage of, obviously. But there's also those setting things. Some people can be sensitive around particularly around the balance sheet, that they're concerned about perhaps their data in XPLAN, and we need to clean that up and stuff. That's okay. If you want to start by turning that off, you can. It is not a one size fits all, and so it's about talking either with your relationship manager or somebody like us who can actually help coach you through what those settings are, what you might want to consider based on your business and what your data looks like at the moment.
And so I understand that Client Portal can also be an integral tool for the onboarding process, that there's a fact find in Client Portal. Talk us through how advice businesses use that.
Absolutely, yes. So, and again, fact find is one of the things that you can use a bit of customization on. And that is, again, it's trying to take away some of that duplicate data entry that occurs with paper-based fact finds and things like that. You're not having to have that double entry. So triggering client access and turning on a fact find is going to let the client enter their data, and that's going to come straight into XPLAN. And it's just that added efficiency. And again, if you have certain questions or information that you want to gather, you can customize some of those questions, particularly the soft facts area. They're great. We've had some clients who, particularly around the insurance space, they've wanted to customize that, and it's been a great result. They capture a whole bunch of information that they need up front, and nobody's had to do anything sort of extra. It's all been automated, the notifications, that journey, and it's been really successful for them.
So Jo, getting towards the end of today's session, we're hoping that we've inspired some advisors who perhaps haven't looked at Client Portal in a while, or maybe you have rolled it out but haven't looked at it for a while, to really get excited about Client Portal again and rethink their Client Portal journeys and their digital engagement. Can they utilise Practice Dynamix to assist them in this process?
Absolutely, yes. We're happy to work with clients, and it's working through that whole rollout with people. We want them to make it personalized. We want it to work for their business. We don't want it to be a hindrance. It's not just another module of XPLAN. It is a digital engagement tool. And so you really do want to make the most of that, and you want your client experience to represent that, and utilize the functionality. Just because you perhaps rolled one out or built one maybe 12 months ago, even as recent as that, it's time to have a review, because what functionality did you not take advantage of originally? What else has come out? And it's really hard to get time to sit there and read about things sometimes. So having a short session with us on what you might be looking for, or what gaps you've got perhaps in your business at the moment, and we can have a look at that for you.
Thank you very much, Jo, for your time and your insights into the Client Portal world. It's been incredible to hear how you have been helping clients with their Client Portal journey. At Practice Dynamix, we're so excited to have Jo on board as our Client Portal specialist. So if Client Portal is something that you are thinking about in your business, or would like to have a look at how to improve your Client Portal, then please talk to Practice Dynamix today, and we would love to have a chat to you about this journey. Thanks for watching.